This system's been designed to remove about 80% of the repetitive work that you would need to do to build your business. In fact, the key to success is to find something that works and duplicate it as many times as you possibly can, in as many ways as you can. The next two videos will show you many different ways to market your new business. I'm going to share with you in this video some great questions to ask a prospect to determine if they are your target audience, before you send them to the website that first introduced you to this opportunity. Professional sift and sort prospects determine if they are the right people to talk to about this business. Amateurs latch onto a prospect and hound and badger them into submission. Please do not be an amateur. The training that you are receiving is designed to give you the absolute best opportunity to become a professional in this business in record time. If you behave like a novice and you do novice things, you better be prepared for lots of objections and frustrations before you master the craft. Statistically, you'll probably leave the business long before you ever get the chance to become a professional if you get started on the wrong foot. So please watch carefully and learn the correct way to do things, and I guarantee you, you will make a super success of this thing and you'll soon be realising the life of your dreams. So in order to engage with someone and easily and effectively move into the discussion of how your business can help your prospect, here are a few tips. Remember, I said you need to identify your prospect who is indeed open, looking at an opportunity, looking for an opportunity. Well, we need to establish if they are looking and they're looking for something to improve their lifestyle for themselves and their family. We want the questions to be open and soft, not direct and aggressive. So a conversation could go something like this. So what do you do for a living? Let the prospect answer, at which point, normally, they will ask you the same question. Then you should have your quick 5-second lift pitch prepared. A lift pitch is the pitch that you've prepared well in advance that quickly and efficiently and in a few brief seconds, less than about 7, explains what it is that you do. So the thing to work it out, the best way to get your lift pitch organised is to imagine you get into a lift on the ground floor with Richard Branson. He asks you what you do. What you say next will determine whether he will leave the lift at the 7th floor if that's where he's going, or he recloses the door and carries on up to the top floor with you to ask you more questions because he's intrigued about what you said. The more powerful your lift pitch is, the more responsive your prospect will be. So here's a few lift pitch ideas. I opted out of the rat race. I spend my time showing others how to do the same. Or, I'm building my dreams by showing others how to build theirs. Or another one could be, I don't work for a living, I live a life sharing with others. Or another one, somebody gave me a gift, I spend my life giving it back to others. Or you could say, I help people get the things they always wanted. You get the picture? It's the benefit that's important, that brings people to the important bit. That's the thing they're interested in, not the actual day-to-day work that you do. A taxi driver is not just a taxi driver. He gets people where they want to go comfortably and safely, and he removes the stress of driving and parking and allows customers to enjoy a drink with their friends if they wish to, without the worry of drinking and driving. The benefits are interesting to people. The features of what you do, drive a taxi, for example, are not. So back to our great questions. After you have answered your prospect with your lift pitch, if it's a great lift pitch, they will ask you to tell them more. This is the best scenario you could wish for, because they have given you permission to talk about what you do. What you do next is critically important. Answer your prospect's question with a question of your own. You could say, I would love to tell you more about what I do, but before I do, would you mind if I just asked you a question? Now, of course, 100% of the time they're just going to say yes. So you ask, are you happy with where your life is going right now? And pause and wait for them to answer. They may ask you a question, say, well, what do you mean? Then you ask, are you living the life that you always dreamed of when you were a young child? Or you could ask, do you enjoy your work? Does it give you everything you need to provide the life that you always wanted for you and your family? Or you could ask, are you just looking for something to help give you the life that you always dreamed of for you and your family? Or you could say this, I find in my business that many people are looking for something. They spend their lives quietly looking for an opportunity for something that can give them the life of their dreams. I'm just curious, are you happy with your life, the way it's panning out, or are you looking? If your prospect responds positively to any of your questions, you have a green light to go on to the next stage. If you get any negativity of any description, for example, if they say, do you work for one of those cult things? At this stage of your business, if you get a response like that, you are better to just smile and say, I'm not sure what you mean, and move on, change the subject. You do not want to get involved in any debate about what you do if someone has prejudices already at this stage. In a few months, you'll have much more experience as we will offer you more and more advanced training, and you will have a certain level of success that will give you much more confidence. But you know what? The reality is you almost certainly will not get this type of response. Most people are open, and most people would not have spoken to anyone who does what you do. So they'll have a much more positive experience. So if the response you get is positive and curious, you follow up with this. Well, I'm not sure if this would be for you or not, but some people I'm working with are literally changing people's lives. Can I show you something that you may be interested in? Most people at this point would say, yeah, of course. At which point you just give them your business card with the web URL, the same one that was sent to you, with your distributor number on the back, and you ask, when can you view a 2-minute video on the web? They might say, well, if it's only 2 minutes, I could do it today. You say, great, take a look today, leave me your name and email address. Don't worry, you won't be spammed, and you will get access to some free stuff that relates to what we're talking about. If you have any questions, please call me. My number is on the back of the card. And in any event, let's talk briefly tomorrow and you say a time that you agree between you. Your prospect should now log into the system and start receiving the email training system that you're working through right now. You can call them and answer any questions, or set up a 3-way call with your sponsor if you don't feel confident at this time.